The first rays of dawn hadn't yet broken across the quiet human settlement when Daniel Crane found a small silhouette sitting on the curb outside his house. At first, he assumed it was one of the neighbor's kids waiting for a ride, but as he approached, he saw the quiet shimmer of bioluminescent freckles along her cheeks. It was Tila, an alien child from the gentle, soft-spoken Sarian species. She was hugging her knees, shivering, clutching a small satchel like it contained her entire world. When she saw Daniel, her eyes widened in a way that was both hopeful and terrified. "Sir," she whispered. "My mom didn't come home last night." Daniel froze. Soraya. Her mother. His neighbor, his friend, one of the few aliens who had integrated into human territory without fear. She was dependable, punctual, and fiercely protective of Tila. For her to vanish overnight. "Come inside," Daniel said gently. "Both of my daughters are awake. You can sit with them while I call the patrol." But Tila shook her head violently.
No patrol.
"If they come, she will hide. Or be hurt. I feel something. She's in the rift." Daniel's stomach dropped. The rift was not a place one just walked into. It was a dimensional scar, a wound between universes. Soraya had never gone near it. "What makes you think that?" he asked softly. Tila's small hand lifted. Her fingertips glowed faintly. "Because I can feel her. She's still alive, but scared." Daniel didn't know how this bond worked, but he didn't doubt her. He crouched and placed a hand on her shoulder. "Then I'm going with you." And for the first time that morning, something like relief softened her eyes. They traveled on foot to the Rift outpost, Daniel leading with Mira, his teen daughter, and younger Mira supporting a trembling Tila. The air grew colder the closer they got, humming with magnetic static. The rift stretched before them like a torn curtain of light and smoke. Even from a distance, its gravity pulled at them like breath being sucked away. "Your mom went in there?" Mira whispered.
Tila nodded.
She didn't want to. She was taken. Daniel's jaw tightened. He hadn't planned to bring both daughters, but Tila refused to move unless they stayed. And Daniel refused to risk her running alone into the rift if he told her no. A pulse of blue energy rippled outward, brushing across their skin like icy fingers. "That was her," Tila whispered. Daniel tightened his backpack straps and stepped forward. "Stay behind me. No one touches anything unless I say." The rift swallowed them whole. Inside, the laws of physics shifted like sand in water. Colors bent in impossible ways. Their footsteps left glowing trails that hovered before fading. Daniel kept count of every breath, trying to ground himself as Mira guided him around unstable patches of warping gravity. Tila tugged at his sleeve.
"She's close."
But something else is with her. And that something felt them too. The rift tunnel opened into a chamber shaped like a massive metallic blossom. In its center floated Soraya, suspended in a cocoon of shimmering strands that pulsed like living nerves. "Mom," Tila screamed and ran forward. Daniel lunged and grabbed her before she touched the cocoon. The energy threads snapped like startled creatures, lashing out instinctively. "It's not holding her," Daniel murmured, scanning the cocoon. "It's interfacing with her. Extracting something." Mira swallowed. "It's reading her memories like files." Daniel cursed under his breath. Soraya twitched inside the cocoon, unconscious, vulnerable, fighting something they couldn't see. The gravity around them twisted into sharper waves, agitated by the presence of 3 humans and 1 terrified child. Then it appeared. Not a creature with a body, more like a presence. A mass of instinct and hunger, coiling beneath Soraya like a half-formed shadow. It surged toward Tila, drawn by her emotional bond. Daniel stepped in front of her, fists clenched. "You don't touch her." The chamber shivered, amused or offended. Tila stepped out from behind him, voice trembling but steady. "If you want to understand my mother, then understand me. Not her." The cocoon flickered. The mass shifted. For one terrible heartbeat, the rift held its breath. Then something tore through the chamber wall. Someone was coming. A beam of white light sliced through the dark haze, repelling the gravity mass and forcing it back. A figure entered, tall, armored, eyes glowing violet. "I've tracked this entity for years," he said sharply. "It's mapping her mind. If the sequence completes, she won't survive." Daniel stepped between him and the girls. "And we're supposed to trust you?" "You already are," the stranger replied, kneeling and activating a glowing lattice on the ground. "If I meant harm, you'd be dead." The cocoon spasmed violently. Soraya's body convulsed. Tila cried out, falling to her knees. "It's hurting her," she screamed. "No," the stranger said. "It's being forced to let her go." The mass lashed upward, furious. Threads whipped like lightning. Mira yanked Tila back while Daniel shielded them both. Soraya's eyes opened. Faint, lost, pleading. Daniel stepped forward, voice breaking. "Soraya, your daughter is here. She needs you. Come back." The cocoon stuttered. Then Tila whispered, voice full of raw fear and love.
Mẹ ơi, con cần mẹ.
The cocoon exploded into light. Soraya fell into Daniel's arms. Alive. Breathing. The mass retreated, shrinking, lost without its anchor. The chamber began collapsing as the rift started ejecting them. Tila looked back at the stranger. Will it come again? He hesitated. It will remember her. What happens next depends on what you teach her to do with the bond. Then the rift swallowed him whole. The world outside felt strangely quiet when the rift finally expelled them. Daniel staggered onto solid ground, Soraya limp in his arms, both daughters supporting Tila. She stirred faintly, eyes fluttering. "The girls," she whispered. "Are they safe?" Daniel's throat tightened. "All of them. They're safe." Tila pressed her forehead to her mother's, shaking with relief. Mira wrapped her arms around both of them. For a moment, the entire world felt painfully, beautifully fragile. But the rift behind them pulsed like a sleeping beast. Soraya's voice trembled as she whispered, "It saw everything in my mind it won't forget." Daniel cupped her face. "Then it can come for me first." She closed her eyes, not in fear, but trust. Tila squeezed his hand. "We go home now." Daniel nodded and lifted Soraya carefully.
Yes.
"And this time, none of us face anything alone." As they walked away, the rift shimmered, watching, waiting, remembering. The story was not ending. It was only choosing its next chapter.